You know that feeling when you check your bank account and see a healthy balance? Well, there's another type of account you're managing right now, one you can't see, but it affects every relationship in your life.
Mm-hmm. And unlike your regular bank account, this one doesn't show up on any ATM screen.
Today, we're diving into the fascinating difference between regular bank accounts and emotional bank accounts. By the end of this episode, you'll understand how these invisible accounts shape your relationships and learn practical ways to keep them in the black.
You know, this concept was actually introduced by Stephen Covey in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, back in 1989, and it's still incredibly relevant today.
So, what exactly is an emotional bank account? How is it different from my checking account?
Well, think of it this way. Just like a financial account where you make deposits and withdrawals of money, an emotional bank account deals with trust and goodwill in relationships.
Ah, so instead of dollars and cents, we're dealing with what exactly?
We're dealing with emotional currency, things like trust, understanding, and positive interactions. These are your deposits.
And I'm guessing the withdrawals would be.
Right. Withdrawals come from things like broken commitments, disrespectful behavior, or misunderstandings.
You know what's fascinating? The Gottman Institute found something really interesting about this in their Love Lab.
Oh, what did they discover?
They found that most couples aren't actually fighting about the specific topics they're arguing over, it's more about the state of their emotional bank account.
That's absolutely right. When couples fight about dishes or taking out the trash, they're often really expressing a lack of emotional connection or trust.
But here's what I find really interesting. With a regular bank account, $100 is always worth $100, right?
Ah, but that's where emotional bank accounts are completely different. The same action might be valued very differently by different people.
Can you give us an example?
Sure, there was this case where a husband thought he was making a huge deposit by complimenting his wife's singing at church, but she actually felt it was insincere and took it as a withdrawal.
Wait, how does that work?
Well, he joked about a talent agent wanting to sign her, thinking it was a clever compliment, but she interpreted it as making light of something she took seriously.
So we might think we're making deposits when we're actually making withdrawals?
Exactly. And here's the key insight. We tend to judge ourselves by our intentions, but we judge others by their actions.
That's a really important distinction. So, what are some reliable ways to make deposits?
Well, active listening is one of the biggest deposits you can make. It shows respect and builds trust.
And by active listening, you mean.
It's about fully concentrating on understanding what someone is saying rather than just waiting for your turn to speak.
You know, I've noticed this is particularly important in neurodiverse relationships.
Oh, absolutely. When communication styles differ, maintaining a healthy emotional bank account becomes even more crucial.
Can you explain why?
Well, in neurodiverse relationships, partners might process information and emotions differently. What seems like a deposit to one person might not register the same way for their partner.
That makes sense. What are some other reliable deposits we can make?
Keeping commitments is huge. When you do what you say you'll do, it's like making a major deposit.
And I imagine breaking commitments would be.
A significant withdrawal, yes. And often it takes multiple deposits to make up for one withdrawal.
Just like overdraft fees in a regular bank account.
That's actually a great analogy. The costs of emotional overdrafts can be pretty steep in terms of damaged trust.
So, what are some other major withdrawals we should watch out for?
Disrespectful behavior, breaking confidences, being dishonest, these are all significant withdrawals.
And I'm guessing these withdrawals can happen unintentionally?
Absolutely. Sometimes even well intentioned actions can be perceived as withdrawals if we're not attuned to the other person's perspective.
That brings up an interesting point about perception versus reality.
Right. In emotional bank accounts, perception is reality. If someone feels hurt by your action, that's a withdrawal, whether you intended it or not.
So, what do you do when you realize you've made an unintentional withdrawal?
A sincere apology can actually become a deposit. It shows you value the relationship and are willing to take responsibility.
But it has to be sincere, right?
Exactly. An insincere apology can actually be another withdrawal.
Let's talk about the workplace. How does this concept apply there?
It's crucial in leadership. A manager's ability to influence their team directly relates to the balance in their emotional bank accounts.
So, what are some workplace deposits?
Recognition, clear communication, keeping promises, showing trust in your team's abilities, these are all powerful deposits.
And I'm guessing micromanagement would be.
A major withdrawal. It shows lack of trust and can quickly deplete an emotional bank account.
You know what's interesting? Unlike regular bank accounts, emotional accounts don't have online banking.
Ha! No, you can't just log in and check your balance. It requires constant attention and awareness.
So how do you know if your account is healthy?
Look at the quality of your interactions. In healthy relationships, people feel safe being vulnerable and expressing themselves honestly.
And in unhealthy ones?
There's often tension, defensiveness, and people walking on eggshells, signs of an overdrawn emotional account.
It's fascinating how this metaphor helps us understand relationships better.
Yes, and what's really powerful is that once you understand it, you can actively work to maintain positive balances.
Any final tips for our listeners?
Make regular small deposits. Don't wait for big gestures. Little things like showing appreciation or keeping small promises add up over time.
And be mindful of those withdrawals.
Exactly. Remember that what you intend as a deposit might be received differently by others.
This has been really enlightening. Any last thoughts?
Just like financial literacy, emotional literacy is crucial for success in life. Understanding these invisible accounts is the first step to managing them well.
So when you step back from everything we've covered, what's the key takeaway?
Trust, like money, needs to be earned and maintained. But unlike money, the dividends of emotional investments can last a lifetime.
And there you have it, folks. Next time you check your bank balance, remember to check your emotional accounts too. Thanks for joining us at Podcasts.
And remember, while you can't see these accounts on any ATM screen, their impact on your life is very real.
Time to start making those deposits.